And now we're getting new details about the California pot farm, which became the scene of a massive standoff between ICE agents and protesters last week. Agents managed to apprehend over 360 illegal immigrants at the farm, including 14 underage minors. And now we're learning more about the farm's owner. Glasshouse Farms president and co-founder Graham Farrar has been called a pioneer in growing so-called environmentally friendly cannabis. And he has a history of donating to Democratic candidates and causes, including a hefty $10,000 donation to Gavin Newsom back in 2018. Meanwhile, Democratic California leaders are still working to oppose immigration enforcement however they can. That includes Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who's rolling out a new plan to give cash cards to families allegedly threatened by ICE.
But we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you know, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. It's a couple $100s, I don't know the exact amount, and this should be available in about a week.
Steve, so like we talked about, you're staunchly in the lead in California gubernatorial polls right now. So talk to us, how and why does your message resonate with the majority of Californians right now on these topics?
This is such a great, terrible example of what's been going wrong in California, because you've got people in charge who not only won't enforce the law, they undermine the law. And you're seeing it on this issue of illegal immigration, and it's playing out for the whole country to see. But we've also seen it on crime more generally, the way that retail theft, shoplifting's been tolerated. We've seen it on homelessness. It's illegal for these encampments to be there. They've been there for years, and these politicians have done nothing about it. Now you have federal law being enforced by the federal administration, and they're saying, not only we're not going to help you, we're going to stand in your way, we're going to cheer on the people who are throwing rocks at our law enforcement agents, and we're going to pay for the organizations that are protesting this. And all of it could be avoided if they would just work with ICE to get these dangerous criminals out of our country. And it's not just federal law that they're breaking when they don't do that, even state law, even the California sanctuary state law has a provision in it that allows for discretion for local law enforcement to work with ICE when you're talking about people who within the last 15 years have been convicted of a long list of crimes. This lawlessness has to stop, and that's what I will do as governor.
Quick follow-up for you, Steve, because the current governor, Gavin Newsom, who has enjoyed donations by that pot farm owner before he came out lambasting federal involvement there, you know, his prior comments were sort of clearly moderate. It was, you know, don't come illegally, and we're going to deport you, and I'm all for legal migration, et cetera. But now it seems that he's gone extremely radical, certainly on recent podcasts. It's a stark contrast. He's clearly running for the national stage. Talk to us about what that impact is on current Californians who need a governor now.
Well, it seems that he's really not interested in doing his job as governor of California, because what's he doing? He's going on all these podcasts. He's in South Carolina last week. He's trolling President Trump on social media. I mean, these are the things that actually are far removed from the policy challenges we have in California. We've got the highest rate of poverty in the country. We pay the highest taxes, the highest cost for gas, electricity, water. We had the highest unemployment rate in the whole country for most of last year. Where is the response to any of that? It's non-existent. That's the kind of serious change that we need to see. But instead, you've got Karen Bass just worrying about her own re-election next year for mayor of Los Angeles after the disaster of the wildfires. Gavin Newsom clearly focused on running for president. We need someone who's going to deal with our problems in California.
So I'm looking at what you gave me, the California governor statewide polls, sample size 2012 registered voters. This is a big poll. Steve Hilton leading by 19% over Katie Porter. It's tight with her until you factor in those people who can't quite make up their minds, those undecided. You say there's about 30% of the electorate out there that hasn't made up their minds. Then the gap between you and Katie Porter gets greater. You factor in Kamala Harris, Katie Porter falls to third place, and you and Kamala are battling it out. So talk to me. I don't know that those candidates that I'm looking at here are attacking any of the things that we're reporting on.
No.
I mean, everything that Emily just set up, I don't see it coming from them.
No, and the interesting thing is that we've had 15 years now of one-party rule in California, and the results are there. It's the worst results on everything that matters, the highest housing costs. I could go on all hour about everything that's gone wrong, but of course what people want is someone to put things right, a positive change, and I think that's what people are responding to, and what's encouraging. Look, it's very early. You know, the election is next June. We've barely begun campaigning, but what's really clear is that I'm there as the leading challenger. Whatever the scenario is, whether it's Kamala Harris or Katie Porter, any of these people, I'm the leading challenger to this 15 years of one-party rule. By the way, it'll be a big thing for the country if we can save California. We're the fourth biggest economy in the world. Imagine how far we could power again with real positive leadership.
Well, it's also just bringing sanity back to California and the country. And what happened at these farms in California, these pot farms, is the definition of insanity. And it gives you a perspective on the Democrat Party's worldview where heroes are villains and villains are heroes. Let's look at the play-by-play. So on July 10th, you have ICE ICE and other federal authorities go and raid these pot farms. They arrest at least 360 illegal aliens, 14 children they found that they were worried about that had been rescued from potential exploitation, forced labor, and human trafficking. 10 were unaccompanied. And then, by the way, some of these individuals they arrested, guess what they've been convicted of? You've got rape, child molestation, kidnapping during the operation, according to DHS. So instead of saying, hey, look, that's really good, right? Let's praise ICE officials for saving these children, rescuing these children. What happened? You had hundreds go and protest, including, attacking federal agents, firing a gun at a federal agent. And then you have a congressman accused of doxing one of the ICE agents as well on top of it. And then, oh, by the way, just to sum it all up, the owner of the pot farm donated to Democrats. Yes. Does that not tell you everything about today's Democrat Party and what's wrong with this party?
And Rosanna, we've seen polls just recently that reflect that the majority of Americans across the board now support illegal immigration deportation in addition to those with criminal records. So the fact that you have these state officials that are refusing to work with ICE officials, that are straight up obstructing the federal government in their execution of these duties that were a mandate by the American people, and you contrast that with the will of the people, it's horrifying.
I mean, you look at Mayor Bass, right? She's offering gift cards out. She's not saying exactly how much is on those gift cards. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Wow.
Harris, do you think she doesn't know? She knows she's giving out gift cards, but she doesn't know how much is on the gift cards. Another way to keep some of those people, hidden. And the city of Los Angeles, $1 billion in debt.
Amazing. And she's handing out free money to people who are illegally here.
And Steve, and then let's not forget about the people that were, ravaged by the wildfires. I'm not talking about the celebrities. They'll be fine. I'm sure their insurance will work at some point. But there were real working class neighborhoods that were there for generations after generations that need help. Where are they? Nothing's been done in those areas, Steve.
They don't even talk about it.
And people are, and the really awful thing, just very briefly, is that people are giving up the bureaucracy, the insurance, the nightmare. They're giving up, they're abandoning, and then that means you're going to lose the single-family homes. They want to build apartments and destroy the California dream. It's awful.
It's so different. Yeah, Florida will take them.
Yeah.
My home state of Arizona will take them.
Well, it's not too late for California, thanks to leadership like you and your mission and your vision.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Go, Steve.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno.